Hey, what's up, guys? So in this video, I'll just uh, discuss what the benefits of getting a roommate are. So if you get a roommate, they pay a portion of the rent, and so now, and also the bills. So in my example, if I was to get a roommate, they would pay half the rent and half the bills for water, electricity, and internet. And so what that does is now my financial responsibilities for the apartment, as far as the necessities, the things that I actually need to pay for, um, it gets cut in half. Um, so yeah, they get cut in half, and so now each month I'm able to, if I wanted to, which most likely I wouldn't do, but I could work less. So now I don't have to work as much in order to meet the requirement of the financial responsibility that I have to pay for the rent and the bills. It's like your financial responsibility gets lowered um, because everything gets cut in half. That's basically what I'm trying to say. And yeah, but another benefit is if you do decide to work the same amount, like if you don't take more days off, um, like if you don't decide to like take days off because you get a roommate and now you have to pay less, if you decide, okay, I'm gonna get a roommate but I'm gonna work the same amount of days a month, what that does is that means that you'll be making the same amount of money that you've been making before, but now you're gonna be saving more money, right? So, or you're gonna have extra money to save or to spend. um, and if you decide to save it, then saving money gives you a level of comfort knowing that you have money in the bank. Um, but if you also decide to spend some of it, a portion of your that extra money that you're not, it's not really extra money because you're making the same amount of money, but you, since your financial responsibilities are lower, you have extra money. If you know what I'm saying, like let's say you're making like 80,000. No, well, not. I don't want to confuse, but you get what I'm saying. Like your financial responsibilities become lower, so you have more money that you can like use however you want to. I mean, you can either save it or just spend it on experiences or other things that you that bring joy, that you enjoy doing. So yeah, so now you can improve the quality of your life by spending that money on things that you enjoy doing. Um, and you have a more enjoyable life by doing that. Um, so yeah, that's that's the effect of getting a roommate is you you get a roommate, you even if you work the same amount of days, you save more money and you get to use that money to improve the quality of your life by spending the money to um, like experience things or activities or food or going to like watch a new movie, and you have more free time basically, or not more free time but the ability to do more of what you already enjoy doing. um, so yeah, that's what that extra money gives you the ability to do. um, and so yeah, that's the benefit of getting a roommate. Basically more money, and then you use that money in a smart way to to uh, to save it or invest it or uh, use it to experience things that you enjoy doing. Um, and by experiencing things like if you save it, it gives you a more of a comfort because now you know you have more money saved in the bank. If you invest it, sometimes it doesn't work out, sometimes it does. But if you're smart in investing, then more than likely it's gonna work out in some ways. Um, and if you put it towards experiences, um, then you're creating memories that will last you throughout your life. So yeah, that's like, in my opinion, those are the benefits. And also, if you have a if you have a plan, let's say you have a plan, right? But this plan requires money in order to be fulfilled, right? So let's say you want to go to school or you want to go to university, but you need money. So getting a roommate would accelerate that process because now you're putting in money in the bank, and then that allows you to save money, so that when you do go to a university, even if you do have scholarships for that university, you have that extra money to spend on maybe like if you needed to spend it on food or other things or books, you have that money ready already, and you don't have to worry about working while you're at the university, and you can just focus on studying. So that's but it doesn't really have to be the plan doesn't really have to be you going to university. It could be other things, but you get what I'm saying. You have that saved money to use for your plan in case you need money for that plan. But that's it. Those are the benefits. Some of the negatives, though, um, in my experience, there hasn't really been negatives because I like if I was to because yeah, some of the negatives. I'm trying to think because I've subleased because I have a 2 bedroom apartment, and I've subleased the I have an extra room, so I've subleased the extra room um, in the past, and so there really hasn't been negatives because I choose my like I choose certain roommates to have, and they're good roommates. Most I would say the only things is sort of like living habits. So they would after taking a shower they would like leave the hair on like they wouldn't clean the hair out of the tub area. So they would just get out of the shower and not take out the hair that falls out like and that accumulates on the drain. They wouldn't take that hair out. Um, and so yeah, that would be the like just but it's just minor stuff. It's not really um like major issues. It's just minor stuff. There's some other things, but in most cases, I only sublease for like 3 months or so, like 3 or 4 months. Um, so they're not there for a long time. And if they are there for longer times, I make sure that they are the right roommate. Um, but usually I sublease for 4 months, and then after the 4 months, I evaluate if like they're a good roommate, and if they want to live there longer, then I'm like, okay, you can sublease it for another 4 months or 6 months or whatever, and yeah, and then we'll just the sublease will just extend. Uh, but as you been listening, uh, I only sublease, so I don't actually put the other roommate in the actual apartment lease. I'm in a good situation where um, that I'm able to do that. Um, but yeah, if you were to actually put a person on the actual lease of your apartment, I would advise you to go out to dinner or like or like spend a lot of time talking to the person. The reason I'm more like I'm able to like just I do talk to the people that I'm subleasing to, but it's not. It's like more of a short conversations, shorter conversations. But the reason I'm able to do that is because the people that are gonna sublease the room, they're only gonna be there for around 4 months, right? Or that's what the agreement is for. But if you're actually planning on getting a roommate to actually be on the actual lease of the apartment and be like a be an equal to you, then I would really advise you to to really talk to that person and really get to know them. Um, yeah, do as much research as possible, um, and just yeah. But for me, I sublease it 4 months. I've had good roommates. It was minor issues like I mentioned the hair in the tub that they didn't clean out. It was minor issues. But yeah, it's that's what I do. And I already mentioned the benefits of having a roommate. The negatives are like I mentioned. Even like even if there were negatives, which they're having because I've had good roommates. Um, in my case, I put myself in the position to where I'm only subleasing, so I have control over the apartment. I'm like a landlord, right? Because I'm the person on the lease, on the actual apartment lease, and I'm like the landlord to them. Um, so that gives me a certain amount of power, and so yeah, I put myself in a position. Not only that, but the sublease agreement, like I mentioned before, it's only for like 4 months or around 4 months or so. That's how I like to keep it. And then after 4 months, I tell them if they I evaluate them, and if they want to stay for a longer time, and then they're good roommates, then I extend the sublease agreement. So you see how I put myself in a position to where like if something doesn't if something really doesn't work out, then it's only gonna be 4 months. Or even if something like really doesn't work out, then I'm like a landlord to them because they're a sublease. They're only subleasing, so I'm like the landlord. So that gives me a certain amount of power over like the apartment. So that's my strategy. That's what I do. Right now I don't have a roommate, but I recently took out. So the extra room that I have is a two-bedroom apartment that I live in. The extra room, I took out some of the things that I have in that room, and because I use it as a storage room, I took some of the things that I have. Not a lot. It was not a lot, but I took them out and put them in my room and in other areas, storage areas throughout the apartment, and I set it up in order to sublease it again. And I posted an ad up already. So so yeah, I'm just waiting to get responses um, from people that are interested in subleasing the room. Um, but yeah, that's it. Those are the benefits of getting a roommate, and some of the minor negatives for me. But if you're actually gonna get a roommate for a long period of time, like actually, he's gonna be an actual like roommate that's gonna be on the actual lease. Yeah, you got to think about that. You got to really talk to them. Um, yeah, you got to spend time like really getting to know them. And I would advise to like write. Just think about things that you might have an issue with, or that there might be an issue with. Like people spending the night over. Have like a limit. Have an agreement with them. Like, okay, you can't be having people every other night or something like that. Um, or just being just know what you're getting into basically. Have a list of questions that you want to ask them, and yeah. That's what I would advise to anybody who's trying to rent out a room and isn't like anybody to try to rent out a room, but specifically and more like it's even more important for people that are actually getting a roommate that's going to stay with them for a long period of time. Um, but yeah, that's it for this video. It's kind of long already, so I'm gonna end it at like I'm gonna end it at this. I'll see you guys in the next video.